Hey, I'm Jordan.
And I'm Nick.
And it's time for Movie News.
Alright, welcome to Movie News. First things first, Tim Curry.
Tim Curry.
Guess what? There's going to be a 2-hour special event on TV. They're going to do Rocky Horror Picture Show, the thing we all loved before either one of us were born. But they're bringing back the man, Tim Curry, Frankenfurter. He's going to be the narrator of this special event. And why is that awesome?
I think it's great because I think whenever you're gonna remake something or bring something back from like the cult classic days, it's good to use someone or something that has like some merit, especially to that original concept if they're still alive. And this is an
if
awesome
you can do
case
it, why
to bring
not?
someone
Why
out of
wouldn't
retirement.
you?
Really,
I mean, he's such a great voice actor anyway.
yeah.
I'm glad to hear that he's a part of this now.
I like it.
The Avengers Infinity War, it's a 2-part series, kind of wrap up the Avengers as we know it. It's going to be like the Mockingjay. We've talked about this before on other episodes where they're going to split up the last movie into 2 parts. The guys that are directing it are the same guys that made they're the Russo brothers. They made Captain America, the Winter Soldier, and the new Civil War. So Joss Whedon, I don't know what happened. He's like, I'll make 2 and step out. I'm not too into it anymore. I don't need to wrap up everything. These guys were like, we'll do it. But they were questioned at Comic-Cons, and they're just talking, and one guy says, the one brother says Sharon Carter, which is not Agent Carter's name. And the audience is like, what? Burn him! And then the other brother's like, oh, hold on. Then he revealed something. He's like, you gotta give this guy a break. We have 67 characters on a board.
Yeah.
It's hard. Can you imagine any one of these guys? I don't think they're gonna get Fantastic Four. They might because of how bad that movie was, but they're definitely not gonna get X-Men to be a part of it. So, because Fox owns them.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite superhero?
In the Marvelverse,
The MCU.
I'd have to say, well, can it be in the X-Men?
Sure.
Oh, it's what's his name? Quicksilver.
Quicksilver. He's in both.
He's so good.
He died in the other Avengers.
Yeah.
I'd have to go with Wolverine, but out of the Avengers, Iron Man.
Yeah.
He ain't going nowhere.
No way, man.
Which leads into the next film here. They've been searching for a director for Black Panther. They do this thing with these comic book movies where you'll have like Nick Fury and like 5 other movies and they'll tie in together. So Black Panther was picked to be, you see him in the new trailer for Civil War. He's in like 5 movies before he gets his own in the next couple of years. And they've been searching for a director. And they tried to get the director of Selma, and the guy made 12 Years a Slave and this and so on. And they're like, is this important to have a black director? And Ryan Coogler, who's been picked, the guy who made Creed and Fruitvale Station, they're like, we'll get him. He's awesome. He can turn nothing into something, pretty much.
Really?
He got Creed off the ground, from a high school paper he did. But he said, you need to have a black director because the story behind Black Panther is he's like a king of some country in Africa. And he's like, you need to have someone that's gone through a similar struggle in life. That's how you can connect with the actor. And I'm sure we can all get on board with that. But it's awesome to see that this guy who's hit 2 home runs is now going to get the chance for a 3rd.
I'm down to see that.
Han Solo.
The
shortlist has been released.
No way.
We're not going to go over the whole shortlist, but some names are Blake Jenner from Glee, Miles Teller from Fantastic Four and Divergent, Ansel Elgort from Divergent.
Okay. Basically the whole cast of Divergent.
Dave Franco.
Really?
But who I'm pulling for, who the audience is pulling for, he was not on the shortlist. His name is Anthony Gruber, and he played Harrison Ford's son in this film called Age of Adeline, and he looks just like him. So people, I don't know if that's enough merit to be like, put him as Han Solo just because of looks, but this guy was on the short list. Scott Eastwood, Clint Eastwood's son.
Dude,
how awesome would it be to have the man with no name cowboy's son play the best space cowboy we know.
That would be cool.
That's the guy I'm pulling for.
I don't even know that.
That guy looks so. He's got Clint Eastwood's face. He's like already so tough. Can you imagine that guy shooting first? That's what I'm pulling for. What? Who would you put if you didn't have? If you could pick anybody?
I really like, and people are gonna hate me for this, but Chris Pratt. I just like his face.
I just think he's too funny, though.
Yeah.
Han Solo isn't funny. Well, he kind of is now. The last movie was a little funny.
I think that Chris Pratt could have, like, yes, he has his own brand of humor, but I think he could have the Han Solo brand of humor, and it would be good.
I was going for Aaron Paul, man. Jesse from Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
He's just tough enough, and he's got that look. Like, he's pissed off at everything. Bitch.
Bitch.
Bitch! Thanks for listening to this edition of Movie News. Catch us on Saturday for the newest episode of Flick of the Week, where we're going to talk about Dirty Grandpa, starring Zac Efron and Robert De Niro and Aubrey Plaza. It's going to get real dirty.
It's going to get real dirty. But this week we've lost a good group of legends. So
David Bowie, folks. I hope you missed. Both him and Alan Rickman this week passed away.
Yeah.
Lost their battles to cancer. Die Hard was like, that was the first villain that I was like really almost rooting for. He was such a good actor in that film. And of course Snape, which everybody could probably link him to. The acting range of someone that's so evil and then turns out to be good and then evil again. Yeah. What does it take to be an actor like that? I mean, you'd have to be... He's definitely one of the best. And David Bowie, master of his field, music. And
one of the most influential musicians.
I think everyone's childhood had Labyrinth in it. And my favorite movie with him in it was The Prestige, where he played Nikola Tesla. Remember that? What do you remember most or best about these two?
Well, I think that Alan Rickman, my favorite role of his is Dogma.
Yes, Kevin Smith's Dogma.
Is he... I forget. I haven't watched it in a long time. So he's an angel, but was he the voice of God, or is he just a Ken doll? I forget.
He was kind of like an extension of God, if you will. Alanis Morissette was God.
Yeah. I remembered that, so I was confusing myself.
Well, it was kind of like out of left field, and he made that movie so great. Like, he was in this stoner comedy. Just
yeah. And then David Bowie... what the first thing comes to mind right now is actually Flight of the Conchords. I just love the Bowie episode.
Yes.
I love that. But his music is definitely like the undertone.
Transcends. Still, today it's breaking records. It's nuts.
So without further ado, we
created a tribute.
We have a nice little tribute. Yeah. So please enjoy our musical guest. Ladies and gentlemen, Röbby Creasey.
This is ground control to Major Tom. You really made the grade. And the papers want to know whose shirt you wear. Now it's time to leave the capsule if you dare. This is Major Tom to ground control. I'm stepping through the door. And I'm floating in the most peculiar way. And the stars look very different today. For here am I sitting in a tin can, far above the world. Planet Earth is blue and there's nothing I can do.
with the claps.